Do you know what you have? Do you know what you have in this school? Do you know what you have with Jesus? Now, I don't believe in the lottery. I'm not a fan of the lottery. But I heard a story about 5 years ago of a guy who found a lottery ticket. He found it. It was up north somewhere. But would you believe that he found a lottery ticket that was worth $15 million? Is that not amazing? And you know that he cashed it in. He found it. It was his. He cashed it in, and he spent every bit of it over the course of 3 to 5 years. He wasted every single bit of it. Now, I believe that the lottery's wrong. Personally, that's my feeling. Okay? But this guy found it and he lost it. He never really realized what he had. Let me read you something in the Bible. In Matthew, in chapter 13, there's a story about a man who found a treasure. I'm going to read it for you. Are y'all listening? All right, be listening. I might just call him. Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field. It's like a treasure hidden in the field. And when a man found it, he hid it again. This guy goes out in the field, he finds this unbelievable treasure, and then he rehides it, right? Why would he rehide it? Does anybody know? Greed. What else? Selfishness. What else? So no one else gets it. Greed and selfishness had nothing to do with it. Listen to the moral of the story. So he hid it again. Then in his joy, he went and sold all that he had and bought the field. The field wasn't his to begin with. It wasn't his field, but he knew what he had. Matter of fact, he knew what he had so much that he sold everything. The Bible says he sold everything that he had, and he went and he bought this field. He knew what he had. He knew how important it was, what a treasure he had. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. You know what a merchant is? What's a merchant?
The guy sells stuff.
What?
The guy that sells stuff.
No. Well, yeah. He's a merchant. Rare items. Okay? He finds this, he's looking for a pearl. When he found one of great value, he went away and he sold all that he had and he bought it. Now here's what these two guys basically had. They found something that was so important to them that they did whatever they had to do to purchase it. Now I had this friend of mine, and I was in the Air Force with him. And he was 19 years old, just like me. How many people here are 19? Is there anybody here 19? How many people are 18? Right. Well, just picture a year from now, okay? And this friend of mine, he knew Jesus. And I knew Jesus. And it just so happened that we were put in the same room together in the United States Air Force to room together. Okay? We did all kinds of stuff together. We went to the beach together. They had a lot in common. We went to the gym together. We worked out together. We ran together. We talked all the time. We studied together. We had a relationship. We had a relationship. Both of us knew the Lord. I wish that I could see him again. I miss him. He's from Mississippi. And his name is Casey. And it's been years since I've seen him. Matter of fact, it's been almost 20 years next year since I've seen him. And I would love to go to Mississippi and see him. And I could do that if I wanted to. And it might be about a 5-hour drive. Might take me half a day to get there, Jordan. But you see, when I go to see him, he is 6 feet under the ground. He's dead. He's dead. I could go see him, but I'd be seeing a memory. I'd be seeing a tombstone. You see, here's the thing about Casey. Casey didn't know what he had. At one time, he knew what he had, but he forgot what he had. He walked away from the greatest treasure that he had. One night, he went home to Mississippi. And when he drove home to Mississippi, he and some friends got together. And he was having some problems. And so he and his friends decided that they would drink their problems away that night. They decided that they would have some beer. That they would have a party. And this wasn't normal for him. This isn't something that he did all the time. But he forgot what he had. One night, he drank one too many. He popped the top, he set it back, and he killed him. I came in one weekend into Fort Walton Beach, into Fort Field, into the air base. I opened my door like I always do to go in the building. And there's a lock on my door. My key wouldn't work. There was a note on the door to call Lieutenant so-and-so. I called this man up. I was afraid. I didn't know. I thought I was in trouble. I didn't know what I'd done. He says, I need to talk to you. Do you know so-and-so? I said, yeah, he's my roommate. He said, you stay where you are. I'll be right there. 15 minutes goes by. I'm scared to death. You know that feeling inside that you get scared? Like you did something wrong. He comes over and he tells me, he said, Casey has been killed in a car accident. And immediately I lose it. Shocked. Couldn't believe it. Didn't want to believe it. This was my friend. My very good friend. He said he was at a party, he was drinking. All we know is that he was killed in one car accident. It happened in the blink of an eye. He never knew what hit him. He never knew. He forgot what he had. Do you know there's a story here of Paul, the Apostle Paul, and I love this story about him. Do you know that he never forgot what he had? He never did. I am so thankful that I have never been persecuted. Are you guys persecuted? Let me tell you about his persecution right here. Paul was persecuted. Has anybody in here ever been chained up and beaten? Mr. Jim, you ever been beaten before? Never, not like that. Do you know that one time I got stung in the eye by a yellow jacket right here, and that was the most painful thing. My eye swelled up. It looked nasty. That's probably one of the worst things, one of the worst feelings that I ever had. I also was playing backyard football and got my ribs broke. That was pretty bad. But let me tell you what Paul went through. On 8 different occasions, in 8 different locations, that spanned all the way through Antioch and Jerusalem and Iconium and Philippi and Thessalonica, he was beaten. He was put into prison. He was stoned. He was stripped of his clothing. And he lived in prison for many, many years. All because he remembered and he knew what he had, and never, not one time, did he waver from that. The message this morning, do not forget what you had, like Casey. Do not forget the treasure and the love of Jesus Christ, the love of each other, the love of this school, and the place where you belong. Know who you are. Every decision that you make, know who you are. And be motivated by what you have. Y'all have something so special. Y'all have a decision every day that most kids don't get. And that's the decision to be in an environment to where you can do the right thing and not be persecuted. You have people beside you that love you, that are going through the same exact thing. Every day, you have Jesus. You have an incredible treasure. Do not take this treasure and go bury it and hide it. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget that Jesus loves you more than anything in this world. And that He's here for you. Because look around you. Look at the person beside you. When you see the Lord,